So before I share my thoughts on standard versus feelings, I want to just recap those words: purpose, process, reframe. We talked about big goals for you, things that were important in your life personally and professionally. Are you staying connected to the purpose that's going to cause you to take significant action in your life? Are you staying connected to the process, not focusing on results we can't control, but are you staying connected to the process that will drive success in your life? And most importantly, reframing, that lesson I learned from my mom. Are you staying focused on solutions rather than problems? Recognizing that success is not easy. Success comes with challenge. Success comes with adversity. Success comes with hardship. Success comes with making sure that the mentors and the coaches and your colleagues, the loved ones who are right there with you, are helping to pick you up off that mat of life on the days that you don't want to do it. That's the power to reframe. My mother coming to the dinner table every single night without fail, one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. When I was a 7-year-old boy and she was dying before my eyes, that's the power to reframe. My mother taught me how to live. My mother taught me how to fight. My mother taught me how to not live to my feelings and take action upon a standard. Now, people constantly ask me all the time, they say, Ben, what makes the greatest great? What makes the best performers the best? Here's your answer. I'm going to whiteboard this for you. Now, some of you have seen my handwriting before. I got really terrible handwriting, but I'm still going to put this up on the board, okay? Pay attention. Maybe take notes for yourself. Here's what the most successful people do. They focus on a standard. They live by a standard versus feelings. The most successful people don't allow their feelings to dictate how they show up. If we know that times can be tough in our lives, we have to accept it, embrace it, and continue to fight if the purpose is significant enough. But far too often, we live to those feelings, and we show up to work based upon our feelings. After a hard day's work, a tough day's work, we show up to our family, and we make decisions based upon our feelings rather than a standard. A standard to show up every single night, no matter how tough work was, to say, I will be where my feet are to give all my love and passion to my family or my loved ones or my friends. The most successful people live to a standard. When you hear Terry Grieg's story, you're going to recognize here's a woman battling stage 4 colon cancer. She didn't allow feelings to dictate the choices she made. She lived by a standard and a process. What does it look like to live to your feelings? How about this? Living to your feelings is when you say, I'm going to start a brand new workout program. Brand new workout program. And day one of that workout program, maybe it's 6:30 in the morning, you set that alarm to go off and you look down at that alarm and it's buzzing and you take a big old look at that snooze bar, and then the next thing you do, you say to yourself, ooh, these sheets are nice. I'm not going to work out. Today was only the first day anyway. And you pull those sheets up, you nestle yourself right in there, and you hit that snooze button. And then 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes later, depending upon your alarm clock, it goes off again. You hit the snooze again and again, and we end up waking up past a time that would allow us to even get that first workout in. That is living to our feelings. If your purpose is significant enough, you'll recognize that standard is going to cause you to get up out of bed, to take the action that gives us that extra energy and confidence to feel better about ourselves. If we live to our feelings, we stay in the bed. Let's see how this plays out. So here's a 4-corner chart I want to take all of you through. So if you draw on your paper these 4 corners, in this upper corner, write belief for me. In this next corner, I want you to write potential. This corner here, let's write action. In this corner here, how about results? Now, people always ask me, Ben, You've had the opportunity to work with Super Bowl champions, NCAA champions, coaching work with presidents of companies doing $500 million a year in revenue, companies literally growing off the charts, getting major recognition from Inc. and Fortune and all the major publications. What makes these individuals great? I'm going to give you the secret right now. Because many people think the secret doesn't come with hard work. They think the secret is somebody was able to skip ahead. Maybe somebody gave somebody money to get ahead. It always comes down to hard work. It comes down to somebody believing in themselves. But what typically happens with an underperformer is in a state of not believing enough in themselves. If we're looking at an underperformer, before we talk about the high performer and I give you the secret to success, the real secret, because people always ask me. First, let's talk about that underperformer. An underperformer is not believing enough in themselves. If somebody is not believing enough in themselves, how likely is that individual to say, today I'm going to tap into that potential. I'm going to tap into a little bit of my extra potential. I'm going to grab that potential and I'm going to get after it. Probably not likely. If we're not believing enough in ourselves, we are probably less likely to tap into that potential. So if we're not believing in ourselves, we're not tapping into our potential, what is our action going to look like on a daily basis? Less significant action. So if we lack belief, we're not tapping into our potential, we're not taking the action we know we need to take, what are our results going to look like? We will underperform, which then causes us to live to our feelings. Why is the world doing this to me? Why are things set up this way? Why did this client do this to me? When the reality is, and I know I'm being direct because I care that much. If you guys keep bringing me back, remember, I'm not an inspirational, motivational speaker. I'm a coach. So if I have the opportunity to be with you, I have to be direct because I care that much. You already know what you need to do on a daily basis. Oftentimes, if we're not getting the results we want, it's not what the world did to us. It's not what a client did to us. It's not what a coach did to us. It's because of the choices we weren't making. It's because we weren't believing in ourselves. It's because we weren't tapping into the potential. It's because we weren't taking the action we knew we needed to take to drive results in our lives. So let's take a look at the highest performers. Let's take a look at a Terry Greig fighting through adversity every day of her life. She still has stage 4 colon cancer. She completed an Ironman in Kona as the inspirational participant on NBC Sports, cancer all through her body, living to a standard, not allowing her feelings. What would she do if she lived to her feelings? She wouldn't have done it. She would have done no training. But instead, she had belief and potential and action and results. How about Jerry Rice? Heck, I remember when I was with Jerry in Las Vegas. We're in the green room before we take the stage. And Jerry and I are just cutting up, having a good time. I will never forget this. One of the most simple yet profound statements I've ever heard. Jerry looks at me and says, you know what I've never understood? How could somebody not give 100% when it's 100% their choice? Think about that. Simple yet so profound. Simple yet so profound. It's the choices. So let's take Jerry Rice, the greatest to ever play the game of football. Do you think Jerry Rice believed in himself when he woke up? Absolutely. Every day Jerry Rice would wake up and he'd say, I believe in the talents that I've been given. And because I believe so much in where I am going and my talents, I'm going to tap in and grab just a little bit of extra potential today. And once I grab that extra potential, because I believe in myself and I have a willingness to grab that extra potential, I'm going to take action. And I'm not talking about basic action. I'm talking about action in conjunction with a process. Understanding what it means for you to give your best every single day, to win one day at a time. I'm going to take the action that's going to cause me to have results. Now remember, I define winning differently. I define winning from this action piece. All I would want for all of you is to get to the end of the day and have the willingness and the desire and the passion because of your belief in your potential and the action you took to be able to look yourself in the mirror every single day and say, today I gave it everything that I had. Because if you have the ability to say, today I gave it everything that I had, nobody can ever take that away from you. And you can never ask any more of yourself than that. And that action, because of the extra potential and the belief, that causes results that'll stagger your imagination. But you might still be wondering, but Ben, what's that key to success? The key to success lies right here. This line right here is called the seduction of success. Individuals underperforming. Maybe there might be no belief, no tapping into potential. But what about the individual who's tapping into a little bit of that belief, tapping into a little bit of that potential, taking some, when they get results, they then take time off. They say, yesterday was so good, I don't have to work today. I think tomorrow is going to be great, so I don't have to work today. The highest performers, like a Jerry Rice, they're never seduced by success. They recognize what makes them feel good is believing in themselves, is tapping into that potential. It's taking the action which drives the results. So the moment the highest performer gets the result, they are not seduced by success. They go back the next morning, the next day, maybe when they put their head on that pillow at night, to believing in themselves. So you want to know the magic secret to success? They're not seduced by success. They don't allow their feelings to dictate how they show up. And this is what the highest performers look like. For you to perform at your highest level, stay connected to the purpose that drives you, connected to the process that has already made you successful, and recognize it won't be easy, but success is measured in our ability to get back up one more time than we've been knocked down. Reframe, stay positive, and recognize that what I'm about to show you, real success, feeling the best about yourself, it takes grit, it takes perseverance, and it takes monotonous behavior, doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And if you have a willingness to put in the work every single day, the story that you will write will stagger your imagination. Take that pen, one day at a time, and don't stop writing your story. Live to a standard. Do not allow your feelings to dictate how you show up.